because I'm going to be doing some testing for our senior streaming where they dial in over the telephone, and I'm trying to hook up a system with Lynn, and I are working on how we can get them to hear the annual meeting. And the annual meeting's not streamed. The annual meeting is Zoomed. And the dial-in number that they use is for the streaming. So I'm going to try to configure something. So I'm going to shut off my video. I'm just going to have sound.
Ted,
Yep.
before you leave, I wanted to thank you for doing that incarnation for choir. That was beautiful.
Oh, you liked it, huh?
Oh my gosh, that was so nice.
That was wonderful.
The photographs go to the credit of Ken McCord, you know, and
Yes.
I put the slideshow together with the music.
Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. It was fun doing it. I like doing that.
Oh,
Did you see the second one?
yes.
Yeah, okay, because that was the better production.
It was great. Thank you. Lynn, I have to tell you, I was part of a scam this week.
Oh, no. Was this Diane Lane's?
But I caught it, you know, before I committed to anything. But someone that I know supposedly sent me an email. Hi, Karen, how are you doing? I need a favor, yada, yada. And my antenna went up a little bit, but I responded and I said, what can I do for you? They sent back, I need a favor. It's my niece's birthday today, and I am on the road and can't do it. Could you do this for me? And I said, sure. Email came back and said, can you go to Giant, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and purchase 2 Apple gift cards, each for $100.
Oh.
That was my first, my antenna went up. Then then when they said, scratch off some kind of number and take pictures, I thought, no.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh. And I called the person who supposedly sent this to me and let her know. But ay, ay, ay.
Was it her email address when you?
Yes, and it was correct.
Yeah, I think I know who you
Okay.
are talking about, because a couple others from the church also got it this week.
Ah.
And
You
my
got
first
one,
thought
Jean,
was,
didn't you?
oh, it's a different email. Then no, it was somebody actually was in her email, so that's so much worse.
But then how did they get my email?
Because they were in her, they were able to hack into her email.
Her contact.
So they had all access to all her contacts.
No.
Where like phishing emails that like most of us talk about all the time, like Pastor Don gets every couple of weeks, somebody creates a fake email like Pastor Don WPC@gmail.com. It's not his email. They're just forging his identity and using those kind of words. But when it's the actual person's email address, that's when somebody's actually hacked. So she needed to go in and change her password so that they no longer had access to her.
Right.
It's
Right.
rampant this time of year. Somebody hacked into our email and sent to, I don't know, we heard from probably 25 people that we had sent something, an important document through Dropbox.
I got that one. And you know, it was like right before Christmas. I didn't call you. I just ignored it because I thought, but I've since then thought, gee, maybe there was an important document I should have been reading.
Somebody
for
even
you.
went so far as to call Dropbox and find out if there was something they could do that they needed to do to get into it. I mean, it's,
Wow.
yeah, we changed our password.
Good.
But we got another, somebody else was hacked and we got their email, so.
It was the
It's
same
random.
message that Karen got. I need your
Ah.
help.
But it was from a different person. It wasn't from
Okay.
somebody in the church.
Okay.
That's the most popular form of phishing emails is like, hey, do you have a favor? Can you do this? And if it's like a sentence like that, like I'm in a meeting, I'm in the car, can you go out and do this for me? That's a red flag right there. So,
How about, and I don't want to go detail too much, but how about Amazon? Greetings from Amazon. We've placed on hold all your orders in Amazon account because we detected unusual activity on it. You can,
I got that.
Probably fake.
yeah, you can help us unlock your account by logging into your account and following the on-screen instructions. The guy did nothing.
yeah,
Read those real carefully. You'll see that the punctuation is wrong or missing, and that the text is not well worded like you and I would speak. So I just ignore, or delete them immediately and ignore them, because it looks like it's not real. If you look at it carefully, it looks like it's not real. So I don't even bother with them anymore. They go in the trash can so fast they don't know what hit them.
So you don't even call Amazon or anything?
No, because
The-
Amazon won't know anything about it. It's somebody in East Modena somewhere, they have no idea.
So
Amazon
just-
has no idea what's going on, and you
just
can talk
ignore
to
it.
them until you're blue in the face, and they won't be able to do anything about it because they don't know what it is.
Okay.
whenever it's those kind of accounts, freezing of accounts and things, unless you get contacted like from them directly by phone usually, because that's not an email sent is not the first way people typically will be like, hey, we're closing your account down. They're going to be trying in multiple ways before they actually shut it down. So
Okay.
Amazon's probably never going to shut down your account because they want you to keep using it.
Especially,
That's another-
especially me. Since I haven't been out since Old Testament times, I get everything by Amazon.
Oh,
Keep
That
those
happened to,
lines coming, Dan.
That happened to an old friend a few years ago, that someone had hacked into his email, and even back then I knew this doesn't sound right. He wouldn't be asking that. And so I called him and said, somebody's using your email address. This is a friend from an old church. And he said, yeah, I didn't send that. What do I do? And I said, I don't know. I said, maybe call your provider. What do you do if someone somehow got into yours, which is very unlikely, Lynn, but what would you do?
The first thing would,
And they're using your name and your email.
Mhm. My first thing would be to change my password and make it as impossible to guess as possible. And then I would reach out to the folks in the who I'd go to the sent folder and see who all they emailed that before I sent the emails, and then contact all of them directly and say, be warned, these people, did this. You probably got an email from me, ignore it, And then depending on your email provider, you can report it as to the FTC or some different organization. So there are different avenues to go depending if it's email or Comcast or Yahoo or whatever. But you can tell the police and different people to do
then
that.
when you
So.
say to change your email, your password or change your password.
Yeah.
Change your password to get into your browser,
Yeah,
into the system. Okay.
yeah, which then will make you re-log in on Outlook or whatever email provider you use
Okay.
that's not online.
Okay.
But it's good practice every couple months or every year to change your email password just as a precaution. It's one of those things to be over cautious than be proactive when it comes to these kinds of things than retro. It's a lot easier. not talking to the police and stuff about being hacked is never fun either. So, yes, Dan.
I should already know this, but if I'm doing something, I like to do numbers, okay? And if I'm doing something but not using a spreadsheet program, but I'm using on Word, and I've got listing of numbers, you know, be it investment stuff or whatever, but it's a listing of numbers. Can somebody out there, a bad person, if they get into my computer, can they get into something that's embedded in a Word document? And am I live? Is it a security problem for me or not? You see what I mean?
If you get malware on your computer, which allows them to remote into your computer and have access to your computer, then yes. For your case, that is the smallest minority of malware attacks for your type of situations. I would think in the scheme of things, it's probably, 5 to 10%.
What do you mean? What is so special or not so special about me, my case? What do you mean?
Just malware in general. It's a lot. That's the hardest form to typically get on your computer. They typically these days are going through other means like these email scams because it's a lot less work for them to have access. It's easier to spam hundreds of emails and get a couple results than, trying to remote into somebody's computer.
But when they get into, do they get in where they can actually read my emails
They could, yeah. Like
or
they do
my
this
Word
nowadays.
documents? Okay.
Yeah. If they get access to your computer somehow, whether they get your password and come into your house and log in, or if you get a program downloaded to your computer that allows them access to remote in. But the likelihood of that is small, especially when you protect yourself.
Do you have in any documents on your computer, do you have well, you've got password protection.
Managers.
Does anyone else here have any documents on their computer that's got their passwords on it?
Yes. And they both are password protected through Word. You can put a password on any file in Word.
Well, see, that's where mine is probably protected through Word.
When you open the document, do you have to enter a password?
Yes.
Dan.
I'll let Chuck answer for me.
I do. I don't know whether you do or not, Dan. I hope you do, but
I'm thinking.
I don't know.
It's a good practice to do. Another thing, if you have a document for passwords like Chuck does, or, any kind of security, personal information like financial information, instead of listing it as taxes in your documents folder or listing it as passwords, name it something. So if somebody's just on your computer, they might not think of it as anything important, like.
I call it message to Lynn. How's that?
Yeah. Anything, that people will be like, oh, this is just, my diary or,
Right.
like.
No, even blander, like pretty blue sky today or something.
Yes. Or.
No, I do that. I don't put, yeah.
Or Second Thessalonians.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about Third Thessalonians?
That one's for you, Gene.
Thanks. But none of you heard that.
Yeah. But we can show you, Dan, if you'd like to see how to add a password to a Word document. That's something we could show you how to do.
Hmm.
If you don't do that.
So you should do it to a particular document.
To
Mhm.
each document.
So anytime you open that, you have like a master password. You
How
have to
hard-
enter before you can see your passwords.
How difficult is that to do? I mean, it's
Very
something,
simple.
I love it when somebody says that.
Lynn, will you show us how to do that?
Sure. Do any of you have a document that you'd like to add a password to so you can practice doing it?
That you want to show?
Show off your computer
Um,
or
I've
your
got folders
practice
on my desktop that say tax stuff. I know I do.
Let me, yeah,
If not, I can open, but I don't have Word on my computer either because I use everything cloud-based. So I have less storage on my computer. So how I do it would be different than how you guys would do it.
like if I were to do a, to get a Word here, if I go to get a Word document now, is that gonna mess me up with you guys?
Nope.
Hmm.
Wait a minute. It's taking a minute.
Take your time. We're no rush.
Those words for me are 5 of the most wasted words in the English language. Take your time, Dan.
Oh, my.
Hey, wait a minute. How's this one? This is a good one for a day like today, isn't it?
You want to screen share your computer, Dan? So we can see what you see?
Okay.
Can you see what I see?
I'm gonna mute somebody. Let me see, screen share. Okay, I have to go back to. Okay,
Do you
now
have
how, I'll go back to Zoom meeting.
Mhm.
Okay. Where's my screen share? Where's my screen share on here?
Do you see a green button at the bottom that says screen share?
I know I usually do, but I.
Do you
Not,
see
Doesn't show
bottom-
up until you move
oh,
your
there I
cursor
see
down.
it. Okay, wait, there I see it. Okay, now how do I get back to that document?
First, screen share your computer and there should be you should see your Word document or your desktop
Oh, it's right there.
and then hit the blue share button.
Here it comes.
Well done.
Oh, Galatians.
The fruit of the Spirit. It's my third favorite scripture.
Oh,
It's a great piece of
mm.
so
That's
Dave,
a good choice for today, isn't it?
Mhm.
yes.
Use those 9 fruit, yes. Okay,
Chuck, you might know this better than I do because you do it more regularly.
I'm trying to think where it is.
I think it's under file or home. Do you want to click on,
yeah, but let me get a pencil so I can write this down.
Where is it? I did it a while ago and now I forget where I found the.
Windows. Go to
Yeah.
File.
Gene, are you taking notes?
I am.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll send a link out to
Thank you.
make your lives easier.
I have so many pens and pencils. I never, okay, here.
And Lynn, would it be the same for the iMac?
The website I found on Microsoft's support page to guide us through this has Windows, Macs, and web. So you can click on the different options between the
Okay.
devices. So it's a little bit different depending on what computer model you have, but it's the premise is pretty much the same because it's a Word document. And
Okay.
Excel, you can do it in Excel as well. So
Okay,
I know
so
a
what,
lot of people do passwords in Excel because you have the grids. But
okay, now I'm just looking at my document now. So,
Mhm.
so what do I do?
Go up to File
Okay,
and then Info. Then
file, okay, wait a minute.
password, protect document.
Right, file, then info.
Mhm.
Uh,
It's on the right-hand side under Fruit of the Spirit. The first thing has a little like a lock and key. Use protect document.
Okay, wait a minute.
The right. of the blue.
Why can't I? Okay, info, okay. Okay, file, then info. Then inspect, okay, protect document,
Mhm.
okay.
Encrypt with password. And this is now type in the password that you want it to be.
Okay,
Make sure you write it down too, Dan.
there's,
And make sure you
Thanks-
know which
thanks-
ones are upper and lowercase.
thanks for the hot tip.
No, seriously, if you forget it, you're in
I,
trouble.
I know. I've lost the fruit of the spirit. My goodness. Okay. 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 Here, wait a minute.
Don't use the word password.
Now, I don't see any instructions for what this password has to include. Do you just sort of start off and try, and then it will tell you if you've got what you need in there?
It's not
Actually,
a
there's no rule.
web-based pass. Oh, sorry, Chuck. Go ahead.
I don't think there's any rules other than the box says make sure that it is case sensitive. So if you use a capital letter at the beginning of a word, for example, you have to always use that capital letter. But I don't think there are any rules here. I have a capital, a word, and 4 numbers in mine.
Okay, what I did here, and this is one of those things where I don't have my 401k on here. I'm just doing the fruit of the spirit. So I put best with a capital B, fruit with a capital F, in the number 2.
Mhm.
In other words, if I were going to do something, okay,
It wants you to re-enter it, so it makes sure
Right.
you have the
Right.
right one. But Judy, because it's on your computer, it's not going to require you to do upper and lower case numbers, exclamation marks or anything like that. You could have, just the word cat, and it would probably let you use that. It's not strong and secure, but it will allow you to do that because it's not a company requiring you to do different things.
And did I understand you to say this is document by document? You couldn't do it for a whole folder?
Right. You might be able to do it for a folder, but it would be a different process.
Okay, now it just came back. It says the protect document is highlighted. And can you see this in
Mhm.
yellow? Can you see my computer?
Mhm.
Do you
Yeah.
see where it's yellow now? There, it says underneath it, a password is required to open this document. So in the future, you'll have to enter that password. So if you close that Word document,
Okay.
it should require you to enter the password you just created next time you open it.
But don't forget that password because you have a headache if you do.
Okay.
Yeah, you might have to go to the Bible again.
Yeah.
The other thing
Think
to
about
keep
that,
in-
Nancy.
I hope I don't have to pay a copay for this information. Okay, now if I want to get back on, let me see. Yes, okay.
There you
let's
go.
see.
Mhm.
Okay, so what I could
All
do
right.
is if there, thank you all. If I
Ew.
do this, I'm not going to do something like this for the fruit of the spirit, but if I do something, if I have a budget document, use it for, just do it for something like that then.
Mhm. I say anything financial, you want passwords on. Just as a precaution.
Okay.
When it comes to
Now-
computer safety, always be proactive.
Once you have a password, I suppose Dan wants to unpassword it, protected. How do you do that?
My guess is it's the same process.
Yeah, you go through the same process, and when it comes up to ask you for your password, or if you want to change your password, just delete it. And then say save. If you're working on a Mac, and so I know some of you are, you need to go to the, or a newer version of Word perhaps too. You need to go to the Tools menu at the top, and the Protect Document choice is on the Tools menu. It's different on a PC like Dan is using. But it works the same way. And there's also an option for a different password if you want to modify the account or modify the document. So there's a password to open it and a different password to modify it. At least that's what I have on the Mac. I didn't see that on Dan's PC version of Word. If there's a newer version of Word for PCs, they may have added that option to it.
Yeah, I don't know if mine is the newest or not necessarily. Okay, well, that's helpful. That's very helpful.
And you can
Nice.
see, Dan, it's very easy to do. So, it's worth taking the time to do it. If, as Lynn said, if it's a financial document, or if it's a document that has your new usernames and passwords in it, which is what mine is,
Mhm.
it's worth using a password. And that's why I have it password protected and modified protection. So if somebody could get in, they could modify it or anything like that.
Doc, so can you put a password on a whole folder?
I haven't tried that yet. Let me work in the background here and see what I can find.
I was just looking at it too. And I know, Judy, you're on a PC and Chuck's on a Mac. So
I'm on a new PC, so I'm on a big learning curve.
we're going to have, I'll do some research if Chuck can find it too afterwards and we can.
Actually, if a
Yeah.
folder, if you're looking at a list, a window with folders in it, you're you're not in Word at that point in time. You have to be in Word to password protect a document.
Okay.
So I don't, I'm looking here, but I'm not seeing anything about protecting.
Under get info, I see something that you can check that says locked, but I'd have to play around to see what locked actually does. But for PCs or Microsoft might have some things in their settings, but that's something to look into. It would no longer be through Office Suite, it'd be through the computer itself. But there might be ways.
Good morning. This is a test to see if you can hear me.
Hey, Cheryl.
Okay, yeah, we did, Cheryl.
Okay,
Okay, you can
Yes.
you can hang it up. Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Oh, do you need me to do a poll?
Oh, I guess we could have. Cheryl hung it up. But we were able, Lynn, the sound was great
Great.
because I've got the laptop sitting in front of the, here, I've got my laptop sitting in front of the screen. Oh, you don't see it, but I've got the laptop sitting in front of the desktop screen. So I'm signed into your Zoom session, then I've logged into the Zoom session that we use for the senior dial-in on Sundays, passing that through. Cheryl then called in on the landline, and that's where you heard her say she was there. And we didn't get a lot of feedback from, and audio feedback from the two conflict.
Well, that's good.
So I think we can do that.
I just created a poll option if you want Cheryl to call back in so she can try that.
How does that work?
I don't know.
I don't know.
But I would be able to see it too. I should, where's the, how should that show up on here? I don't.
Well, I have to launch the poll
Well,
first.
launch the poll and let me see what's
You
there.
want her on the phone first?
I'll have her do it again. I'll really annoy her.
Gotta love testing things.
Uh,
Yes, Dan.
The Tuesday morning fellowship group, Craig Garner asked me to put together something for March 3rd, I think it is. And it, because he knows me, it has to do with my, he calls it resilience or my MS thing for all these years. And he wants me to talk about the things I've dealt with and so on. So I'm going to put something together on it. That Fruit of the Spirit slide is one of those slides, actually. I call them a slide. I don't know what you call them. So I did a document I put together, and he said I could go to Dave Goodell, to him. And of course, I thought of you because I'm going to have to put something together to do this. It'll be on Zoom, I guess.
Yes, and Ted Strand is actually somebody who helps with presentations for that group too. So if you want to send it to him, and he can move the slides for you so you don't have to worry about it when you do a presentation.
Oh, Dan's doing a presentation Tuesday morning?
No, March 3rd. Is that a Tuesday?
Yep.
March 9th.
Whatever. So, and you will have some slides for it, Dan?
Yeah, I'm putting them together now.
Okay.
It should take me a while because it's only my whole life. So, it's a lot to talk about. So.
Okay. But you know how to screen share it because you've screen shared on this session.
Well, I've done it one time in a row now, so yeah.
One time it makes you an expert.
Yes.
Um, okay,
We will be fine. We will be fine.
okay, but like, for instance, I've done several of those, which I'm gonna cut it down into something manageable. What do I do? Do I just send them to you?
Here's what, Dan, you're doing it in PowerPoint? or
No,
in-
I'm doing it in a series. I just got a bunch of Word documents.
Oh, a bunch of Word docs. And you want to show the Word docs?
I want to turn, my best case is to turn those Word documents, which let's say there's 15 of them, I don't know.
Yep.
There may be a few photographs too.
Okay. For a
I want to turn that into something where I can make a presentation.
Yes, okay, I will, okay, that's a little more than I thought we needed to do, but easy to do. Just when you get to the point that you'd want to take your work papers, your Word docs and pictures that you have, get in touch with me. I'll have you send them to me and I'll put it into a PowerPoint presentation for you.
Boy, I'm glad I brought that up. What's your
Yeah.
phone number?
484
Okay,
678
okay.
5638.
Do we have Cheryl on the phone? Try launching a poll.
Oh, launched a poll.
Okay, guys, if you guys wouldn't mind answering this real quick for me.
Hi.
Do you password protect? You see, Cheryl, nobody's going to have visual on the senior group, Lynn.
Oh, right. Cheryl, did it give you a option to vote online, or is it asking you anything?
All I'm using is a phone, so I'm not seeing anything.
And you're not hearing any special question?
It's not prompting you with any question or anything.
Did
Nope.
Did everybody else just get this, a scored document says testing? Do you
Yep.
password?
Yes.
Does everyone have that?
Yes.
Okay, should we answer it?
Sure.
Answer it. You're getting practice if you go to the annual meeting, how to vote for the
Yeah.
annual meeting.
Yeah, that will be the voting process in the annual meeting, just
Oh.
like this. So it's good practice for all of us.
Now, won't the president of the congregation read the questions as usual?
Yeah, so I think that's what we'll do, Cheryl, is we'll have to read the question and then verbally take the response from the seniors that are on the phone and then pass them to Ed McFalls.
So I'm going to have to use a computer or something if I want to be part of, yeah, you got it for Zoom. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
It's not prompting you aloud. How could it read what I typed on the computer, which makes sense anyway. So, okay, we're going to end the poll and I'll share the results in case you're curious, the answers of this. Do you password protect your documents? We have 2 people that say yes, 2 that no, and everybody else is planning on doing it in the future. So,
I think the 2 that said no will probably be in that orange one also.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
Thank you, Cheryl, for our guinea pig for this.
So Lynn, I think we've got it figured out either this way or your other alternative was to have the Zoom congregational Zoom meeting run on Christina's account. But I think,
And she never got back to me yesterday, so she's planning on calling me at 1 o'clock. So we'll have
Okay.
that figured out at
so she's
this
busy.
afternoon.
Okay.
So there's nothing that checks the validity of the vote. I'm not a member of the church and I just voted.
Well, we don't have to protest at the church. We'll all go in with our flags and flying and.
That's right.
So one of my more embarrassing moments growing up at a church, my first congregational meeting after I was confirmed, I was so excited to vote. You know, the pastor went, say yay if you agree. And I was like, yay. And then I kind of like zoned out because I voted. And then all of a sudden I hear him go, say nay. And I was like, nay. So I voted twice. But I was the only one that said nay. And it was this loud, passionate, and it like hung there. And the pastor's just kind of like,
And some things never change, huh?
my loud voice. Yeah.
Oh, no, you got a sweet voice.
Well said.
Anyway. So yes, I voted twice that year. So,
Hey.
you know, we all have our issues.
I've come close to doing that because it's like you're following instructions, say, yeah, okay. I have come so close to doing that a couple of times and thought, ooh, no, don't do that.
Please do me a favor. Don't talk about voter fraud.
No.
No, not today.
Yeah, why would bring up that conversation?
No.
Next topic.
Other questions?
Lynn,
Yeah.
if I may share my screen with everybody, I looked into the password protecting folders. So let me just show you very quickly what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Chuck.
Can I
I'm not
interrupt?
sure that it works because I can't try what I just did. You got me? All right, I created this folder, which is empty. Okay, and I right-clicked on it, or on a Mac control-clicked and said get information or get info. And that's this box right here. Now I clicked on locked at the top here and it put a lock on it, but I can still open it. So that didn't seem to do any good. But down here at the bottom, where your permissions and sharings, you know, who can read this? So for me, mine is set up as read write. For everyone, I've given no access. Now I can't test this because I'm in the first category, not the third category. So I don't know if this works or not, but this would be the way to do it, whether you've locked it up here or not. Okay.
Is this Mac?
This
Yeah.
is on a Mac, yes.
Okay.
What does that mean for me? Anything?
We're gonna have to do research and get back to you, Dan.
Yeah,
If Stephen Craig was here, we'd be able to help you out, but
yes, Stephen probably knows how to do it, but I'm not a PC person, you know, so I don't have that answer. But and I'll be honest with you, I don't know that this will work.
Well, I'm not in a hurry for anything, so I don't need to know until whenever, next a few other time.
But you know, at least this looks like an option. Here's my lock document, and that's what it's going to look like on a Mac if you lock a document. And I even have a backup of the document, and it's locked too. So, you know, and if I want to open this, I double click on it, and there's my, you know, asking for a.
Would you use a different password for each document, or would you think, would you have
as long as you're in Word, I would use the same password, but that's just me.
it's really how paranoid are you, Dan?
Yeah.
If you're extremely paranoid, you'd have a different password for every single document.
Yeah.
If you're only somewhat concerned about it, you can use the same password for everything.
See,
what would you do?
I don't know.
Can you be more?
A mix between the two. I probably have 3 or 4. Like,
can you be more specific?
I probably use 3 or 4. Like, I have a password for like work, and then I have a password for my personal stuff, and then I've got a default password for certain. So I have like 4 or 5 different passwords that I rotate between. So I'd probably use a combination of all of them, depending on the document.
Yeah, now see, with this one, I put in the password already. And this is the next box that comes up and it says here, enter the password to modify this document. So if you want to modify it, you have to put the password in a second time. This is on a Mac now, keep in mind.
Okay.
I didn't see that option on Dan's PC version. So if I want to modify it, I would put the same password or whatever password I've put in for the modify in here and then click OK. And then the document would unlock.
Okay.
Chuck,
Okay.
my question would be for the folder one, when you were down at the bottom of that where it said, you show it to others or read or write or whatever.
Mhm.
If you said my access only, does that mean for you to get into it too, you would have to have a password, or would it automatically know it was you? And it would
If I'm
open up.
logged in on my computer, it knows it's me.
Okay, okay,
He
And
has
now keep in mind,
different,
you're using a PC.
okay.
You're using a PC and I'm using a Mac, so you're not going to get that get info window.
Chuck has a couple different accounts on his computer. So like, for example, if I had a family, I would create an account for me. I'd have an account for every single kid. And then they log into their specific thing so they could see whatever's there. So for example, you know, as the parent, I would want to keep stuff that the kids couldn't see. So that would be a kind of good analogy for that. So you can see there's 3 different people on Chuck, or two
Different
two
people. Yeah.
accounts
I'm
on
the
Chuck.
administrator, but my wife has permission to do anything on the computer also.
Mhm,
But that's a Mac thing necessarily and
mhm.
not as easy to set up, I don't think, on a PC.
PCs has that feature as well. So if you want one and your spouse wants another account, so you're not looking at each other's stuff, you can do that. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
You know, this has another question. When we share our computer, we're sharing it with everyone in the Zoom meeting. Does that mean everyone has access to change things in it too? Or just look
No.
at it? Just to read, not write? Okay.
I can, as the host of the meeting, I can remote into your computer.
Okay.
So, but like if you were watching the recording, you couldn't do that. Or if, you know,
Right, okay.
I remoted into Dan's computer during this meeting, you couldn't remote in either. So
So I just did a search on password protecting a folder in the PC environment. And the answer for Windows 10 is it says, unfortunately, Windows 10 does not come with password protection as a built-in feature, meaning you'd have to use a third-party software. What you can do in Windows 10 though is encrypt them. But if someone has access to your computer and can get into it, then they can see the file because it's authenticating that if you were signed on to the computer, you have access to it. But if you just somehow got the file, it's encrypted, it could not be read.
Well, wait, what did we just do, Ted, with mine? I'm Windows 10.
That was a Word document.
Okay,
That's outside of the system itself.
okay,
That's different than a folder, Dan.
okay.
That the file, the folder is at what gets referred to as the system level, as opposed to the application level, which Word is. Word is an application. And so it's controlling the password.
Okay.
So you're good on that.
I'm never good on that.
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
other questions about passwords or managers? Yeah, Jean.
I have a question on a totally different subject, and I'm willing to pass on it if other people still want to stay on passwords.
Go
Back
for
to
it.
my, pardon?
Go for it.
Back to my printer.
Yeah.
About a month ago, I was on with trying to figure out how when I go to the printer, not Bob, but when I go to the printer from my laptop, I get gobbledygook. And it wants to just spit out a whole ream of paper if I gave it that much paper. I found out yesterday, I was on an online fix type of thing, that I have 7 printers. When I went to the control panel, it listed 7 printers. So this morning I deleted all 7 and started from scratch. And first time I think I really have the printer in. So I did a test page, and then I was in Scan Doctor, did a test page, and then what is it? I went to Troubleshooting.
Mm-hmm.
Could I do a screen share? Because I can't remember what
Yes.
all I found.
I have to leave. I'm sorry. I have an 11 o'clock.
Lovely to
appointment.
see you, Judy.
Good to see you, Judy.
Thank you. I mean,
Happy
I'm
New Year.
panicked because what's on my desktop, there's way too much that I'm now going to need to do something about, but thank you. for
It'll
including-
come.
Yeah.
Good luck with
Baby
learning it.
steps, baby
Yeah,
steps.
thank
Don't try to
you.
do it all at once.
Thanks for letting us confuse you.
Oh, I went, can you see me? Is that,
Yeah.
Yep.
this is the first time I've done this, I think. So I went to support and troubleshooting.
Mhm.
I did.
Yep.
Why isn't it doing it?
There's something on
It
the
looks
bottom
like it
corner.
opened something in the browser over, yeah.
Oh, here, okay. Okay, so then it says up here, a critical firmware update is available.
Yeah.
Download and install now.
Yep.
So I did that, and this is the download.
Mhm.
I double click on that. Here it comes. Do you want to allow changes to your device? I said yes.
Mhm.
And then I come to this. Windows Defender Firewall has blocked some features of this app.
Mhm.
Do I want to allow access? I thought, uh-oh.
Yeah, you
Yes.
can allow access.
One
Okay.
thing, what were you trying to do here? What started this?
Well, I'm doing a troubleshooting on my printer
Okay.
through HP Printer and Scan Doctor.
Oh, okay, good, good. I'm sorry.
And I was concerned when it said that the firewalls block some features, but you say it's safe to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For this purpose.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
Now click, if that's your printer, Gene, just click the little box to the left of the,
Put a check mark in the box.
put the cursor.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Put a check in the box.
Yes, yes. Click it,
Click it.
I am. Right click.
left.
Click on the serial number.
Oh, okay.
Now check the box.
Yeah, now check, yeah. Crazy two-step process, I guess.
All right, then just,
Not letting me do it. So then do I want to refresh?
no, you don't have it yet. Because the update box is still gray.
Yeah. I would click refresh.
Yeah, try that. It's looking to see if you actually have this printer before it does anything. All right, now see what
I-
happens.
No?
Huh.
huh. That's interesting.
Are you left
Yeah,
clicking?
because you need to get that in there so that the update box at the bottom of the becomes
This,
black. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
still gray. Double click on the serial number once. Yeah,
okay, that's a double right click
yeah,
or left click,
No.
double left click.
Double left.
nothing happens.
If
No,
you
neither.
right click, does it give you options?
That's a double left click. This is a double right click.
Gene, what I would do is I'd go back and delete the download that you had and re-download it. I've had trouble with the Microsoft troubleshooting software, exactly of what you're trying to use. And sometimes it won't load right and you have to re-download it because something gets messed up in the download. I've experienced exactly what you're going through there, and it doesn't want to recognize it.
There's something, it's a critical firmware update. Okay, so I'll download again.
That may or may not be true statement. When I went through that and I clicked the install, it said not required once it got into doing it for the specific printer I had. And I had exactly the same printer you have.
See it in the download today.
Is it downloading? I don't see it downloading.
I don't see that it downloaded.
Can you go back to the browser? Yeah.
Download and install. And then it should be down in the lower left. It should show that
Here it is.
Oh, there it is.
The critical.
Yeah. Now.
Is it just the blue
Click
install
click
button?
install down at the bottom,
No, there's an
the bottom left. Click on install.
No,
No.
goes out of that.
X out of that.
Oh,
You can click the HP Smart one because that's a good
that
app.
doesn't always work either.
Click this.
No, over on the get.
Scroll on down.
The big blue box. So I would get that one because that gives you a good scan application within it.
Over on the right.
Yeah,
button.
that one.
Says free.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Click get.
Okay.
Oh, is it saying you're not?
Maybe we're using too much of their bandwidth.
No, click launch.
No, it's already installed. There you go. If you have
Yeah,
Windows
I already
10, you
have-
should it.
I already have HP Smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So X out of that then.
Now
you
scroll down
scroll-
and see what,
I
oh,
think
that's all still HP
Yeah.
Smart.
X out on the top
Yeah,
and close a bunch of these boxes.
yeah, but the download didn't happen yet.
Scroll down again.
Should I download again? Try downloading?
Sure, why not?
Third time's the charm.
If it didn't do it yet, so we got to keep trying. Okay, here you go, scroll down.
Mhm.
All right, you got the X in there.
We need the basic driver as well. You guys know more about, I
Oh,
haven't.
wait a
done-
minute. Don't click on that. That's for HP Smart. Can you move the window on the right? Yeah, slide that down or something, or close it.
This one?
Yep.
The one on the right, that one, yeah. Slide it down and see if there's an
My
install
pictures are
button.
over top of that. I can't.
You can drag and drop our pictures. Can you click on our faces and
Ah.
flip over?
Okay. So what were you suggesting?
Scroll
Scroll.
back up on the big window to the top. Yeah, now see, okay, now the firmware there is critical, but there's the download button over on the right side.
Oh, there it is. There
It
it
was
is.
hiding behind the information box. No, down at the bottom.
You see the
Down at the
critical,
bottom, Gene.
Yep.
To the right of
Oh,
the.
right there.
There you go.
I knew I'd done it somewhere. So then I want to save it.
Mhm.
And then I want to come to File Explorer where I can check on downloads.
The red box up the top tells you to run it in your browser window.
Oh.
Here's your
Okay, and what
file.
does that mean?
Just click on it.
click the install,
Yeah.
or maybe that's not a link. Did it work? Maybe go down to the downloads again.
I think it's doing it in the background. There it is. There's your file.
Click on your downloads. There you go. And double click the downloads box up above.
Oh, there we are. Okay.
Yep.
1102, yeah, that's the current one, the top one.
Double click on that.
Double click that. Yes.
Click OK.
Yep.
But that's not a link.
It doesn't look like she has an app for it.
Look for an app. Oh, yeah.
It doesn't look like it's downloaded completely yet.
Yeah.
Or double click the one below it. Yeah, that one. Can you close out of?
That's
Yeah, try that.
Oh, yeah, that one looks like it might be complete because it says application.
Double click that one, Jean.
Yeah,
double
but
click
it's,
that one.
Huh, what?
It's on your PC. Yay.
That makes no sense. Yeah, close.
but that one has nothing, it's zero.
Zero, yeah,
Yeah.
0 kilobytes.
Nothing in it.
Oh, maybe that's the HP Smart. Because it says application.
I would,
One above it says part file.
I would delete both of those. and
One above
recopy.
it is a .exe file and it should open.
Yeah.
I
Oh, but
know
she's got, but she has two of them maybe, doesn't it?
But it says part file.
Should I delete this one? The
Delete
second
that
one?
one. Yeah, it's nothing there. Just highlight and delete it. I think I
Double click on that one.
Pardon?
double click. See what happens. No, I would delete it and do the download again. But I think we didn't download the right file.
File is open.
Oh,
Oh, can you click on the little HP next to the Zoom icon on the bottom of your taskbar? Yeah, that guy. Oh, that's that. It's not.
Go to the software and printer downloads. The one underneath it, under troubleshooting.
One under, wait a minute.
The third, no.
Oh, I see. I hear what you're saying. Software and driver.
Yeah. We should be able to find this critical download in that folder somewhere. There you go.
Same thing.
No, I wouldn't use that yet. I wouldn't go there. Scroll down in this big window and see. Yeah, see, there we are again. Underneath that window on the right, the information window, is the download button. You have to scroll down so you can find it. No. Scroll down in the big window.
Oh, okay. Move picture. These pictures. There's install.
No,
But that's for HP Smart.
yeah.
Can you click on basic driver where it says 1? Can you download that guy? You might need to close out that box.
Yeah, I'd close that information box. Now we can see.
Now scroll up and hit the
Hit
download.
there, hit your download right
This
there.
one.
That's
Yep.
it. And keep your fingers crossed, ladies and gentlemen.
Save file.
Thank you for your patience, everybody.
Oh, no problem.
It's good.
I have this very same problem with my father-in-law's new laptop, trying to use HP Smart to connect it wirelessly to his printer or to his computer, and it doesn't want to do it.
Here.
The top one, it says application with 26,000 K.
That's
Yes,
it.
Double click.
double click.
We broke her computer.
I was on the computer for 2.5 hours yesterday afternoon. Okay.
Allow access, yeah. Oh, here we go again.
Double click.
And now click on the, yeah, see if you can click in there. Click on the box serial number.
Nope.
See if you, yeah, put an X in it, hopefully. Oh, why won't it do that?
Double clicking both sides.
I don't think, yeah, it's not gonna do it.
Is
We
the,
were
do-
here.
is the gray down arrow at the top of that box anything on the right?
No.
It's just gonna
No,
hide
no, okay.
stuff. What if
I don't know
we
why it's doing this,
don't
Gina.
go through HP? What if we just go through the printer section of her computer?
Text out of everything except Zoom.
Yeah, you can minimize that. Do you see where it says type here to search? Type in printers. Add printer scanner.
Add.
Is that your computer? That,
Printer.
so it looks like it's already in there.
Yep. I just did that this morning. I took the 7 out and added that one.
Click on that guy.
Have you restarted your computer since you did all that?
Not since I did it.
That'd be something good to do. But then you'll lose us.
I'm still here.
We're not helpful anyway.
Hit manage, yeah, click manage. Print test page.
Uh-oh, Bob, be ready to save the paper. Oh, the tone, ha, ha,
Just
ha.
save one piece of paper in.
That's not even a link.
Take
now.
out all the other pieces of paper.
Oh, it is.
All right, open the print queue. It's printing. How's it doing, Bob? Okay, it's
It
on.
says Ted, Chuck, and Lynn are the most intelligent people in the whole world.
Did it work? Oh, is
See?
that new?
It's
Test
new.
pages usually come out
Is
color.
that unusual from what's normal?
You have correctly installed your Microsoft IPP class driver on desktop. Gives the number.
Okay. Get a Word document, Gene, and try to print it.
This will be the test.
Yes.
Open that recipe that you had earlier.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you have more recipes.
Oh, goodness.
Give us a good one.
I didn't know you had all those.
Get her to make
There
a
it is.
couple of them for you. There you
And then
go.
mail it to us.
Print it.
And keep your fingers crossed.
And if you get 15 of them, send them to each of us.
Hopefully they come within 2 or 3 days so they're not spoiled.
Don't you have to hit the print?
Brandon,
Oh, thank you.
We got too excited.
I hear it.
It's waking up.
it says Chuck, Ted, and Lynn are still the most wonderful people in the world. And if they were that wonderful, they could make sticky buns.
Right. Yes.
Oh,
Must be,
Love it when a plan finally works.
must be
oh, thank you, everybody.
It also
Oh,
says
no
that
problem.
Bob Bell is not eligible to vote in the annual meeting. It's a little footnote.
Oh,
Hopefully
did
that's
offer-
all.
I did offer to share the recipe if anybody wanted it. So if you change your mind and want to go through you, Liz, Lynn, and
sure. If you want to send it to me, I can throw it in our recap email.
oh, okay. I will do that. Oh, so maybe it's
So-
all fixed now.
Well, let's keep our fingers crossed.
I'd
Yes, once-
restart your computer when you're done with us.
Yeah.
Just as a, it's always a good thing to do when you do that kind of stuff.
Restart.
I found out that restart is different than power off and turning back on again.
Mhm.
Yes.
sometimes. Is that true?
Yes.
And
I don't
force
understand.
reboot too.
Pardon?
And a force reboot too is different. It's just when you hold the power button until it turns off.
Oh, okay.
That's a reboot.
A forced reboot,
Okay.
because it's not the way it should shut down.
How should it shut down?
It just, when you hit the shutdown, it goes through and shuts down all the stuff
Ah,
way. Force reboots when it's like frozen and you
Okay.
have to like go through.
Last option.
Yep,
Okay.
yep. Awesome. Well, glad we got you guys fixed up.
Yeah, this has been good today. Good class.
Kind of like,
I
You
had it
make sure
fixed
you
once
let us know
before.
next- Let us know next week if it's still working.
Yes.
Yeah, because you came here and it was working for a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah,
And
it
then-
probably just
Yeah.
worked for us today, just to be
For-
nice.
For a couple days, it did work. I can't remember what I did, but a couple days it did work, and then it started messing up. So I'm sending everything to Bob's computer and then going over there and printing from his computer.
Mm.
Yeah, we have to do that at home sometimes too, between Cheryl's and mine. The thing that's really annoying to me on my HP printer application is on the desktop, when I go to print a document out, things will be fine. And all of a sudden, the next document I print, it will say it's out of paper, but it's not out of paper. Then I can log on to my laptop and go to the where I have the document stored in OneDrive, print the same document from my laptop to the same printer, and it's not out of paper. And I've uninstalled and reinstalled the HP software a couple of times when I've Googled the type of problem it is. And a lot of people, it seems, have that issue, and they haven't come up with a good fix for it yet. It's really annoying.
Yeah.
So you're not the only one that ends up with printer issues, Jean.
Thank you.
Printers are evil.
Yes, they are. They have a mind of their own.
Mm.
Yes. This is why everything's digital now. No.
So,
I've been using that HP Smart to try to hook up my father-in-law's NV printer, HP NV printer, to his new laptop wirelessly, and it won't do it. It keeps telling me to turn it on and make sure that it's online, which it is. And I turn it off, turn it back on. The network light is blinking like it's supposed to, and it just won't find it. It works if you plug it in with a wire, but it won't do it wirelessly. So I don't.
on your father's device, I would do the thing we have done. I would uninstall all the HP applications for it and reinstall it as though it's a newly purchased printer and try that.
It's a brand new laptop with those drivers just newly downloaded.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what the problem is on it, but he's perfectly happy using a wire. So I said, okay, fine, use your wire.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that far for him to grab the wire from the printer and plug it into a USB port. I was just trying to make it a little easier for him, by doing it wirelessly. I mean, I have 2 wireless printers, and I can print from anywhere in my house to my wireless printers on any device.
Same thing here.
It's nice, but it didn't want to work for him.
Huh.
Interesting.
Weird. So
If you need any advice, Chuck, just give me a call.
It isn't, excuse me, it is an HP laptop and an HP printer, but
Oh, Gene's the
know.
expert.
I don't know. He's content where it is, so I'm just gonna let him go with it. I'm not gonna, I tried to set it up, but it didn't want to play nice.
Chuck,
That HP Smart software is supposed to be so wonderful, but
Chuck, when you went to install it the first time, did you go to the control panel and do install new printer? Or did you install it via a different method?
no, I installed the printer through that. And Windows 10 has the drivers built
Right.
into it. Yeah. So, and they would tell me if there was an update to that, to the
Right.
drivers.
Which Envy is it?
4,500, I believe it is.
Yeah, because I have, what is it, the 70, I've got the 7858, so it's
Okay.
same family, but
Yeah,
I had
Had
some,
it
I
a little
can't,
while.
yeah, I can't remember how I solved the issue. I had some problem getting it set up wirelessly. I remember that. But I do have it set up wirelessly now.
Well, that's what I was hoping to do, but I wasn't able to solve it, so.
I would go into his laptop and uninstall it and do a reinstall and see if that fixes it.
I would do that too.
Yeah,
He may not let me near it again. I don't know.
because it works.
Yeah,
That's what Cheryl.
I
that's what
vote
Cheryl
for
tells
that.
me. That's
I
what
installed the,
Yeah, when I try to fix a problem that Cheryl's wrestling with, she just says, leave it alone. It's working now.
yeah.
It can work better.
I installed the printer through settings.
Yes. Yeah.
When you were saying you installed it through control panel.
Well, that's pretty much the same thing. If you go to
Yeah.
settings and then you get to that devices thing and then, yes, yeah.
Okay.
Either one gets you to the same point, Gene.
You people are so smart, you make my head hurt.
Okay, Lynn, I've been having trouble with my sinusoidal depleneration, and I don't know whether I need a prefamulated amulite or do I need a turbo encabulator?
I get the turbo encabulator.
You need to not speak multisyllabically.
Well, the no for trumulators just don't quite work. So it could be the bivariable feeble bitzer, and I'm not sure.
Dan, what do you think?
This is a sick group of people.
No, it's a sick group of one person.
You just figured that out, Dan?
I don't know.
Where have you been?
I need to,
Okay, now I have to say goodbye because I need to use the little girl's room.
Okay.
Having too much
I think
fun
it's
now.
deteriorated.
I need a
Happy
new,
New Year, Nancy.
I need a new,
Thank you.
I
Good to
need
see
a
you,
new
Nancy.
support group.
And Dan, one thing for you, Dan, before you sign off, when you have your documents ready, and are your pictures on electronic also?
I haven't gotten them yet. I'm waiting to get them from my family.
Okay, so when you have stuff ready, you can send, give me a call or you can email me stuff too, because my email it's strand307@gmail, so it's easy.
The good news is I have your phone number. The bad news is I have your phone number.
I was gonna say,
Bad news is the phone number, right?
all right. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Thank
Bye.
you all. This was a
Thank you,
good-
everybody.
very-
Appreciate it.
That-
Good to
Thank
see
you,
you
Lynn.
all.
help,
Thank you.
Bless you all.
Love
Remember
y'all.
those fruit of the spirit.
Thanks, Lynn.
Fruit of the spirit.
Yes.
Yes,
Right.
needed today.
Bye-bye.
Have a good week, guys.
Thanks. You
And
too.
Lynn, I think we're set. I think we can work our way through the annual meeting, Lynn, with this setup and like.